and welcome to the 2025 Latinx Kidlit Book Festival. Don't forget to subscribe to our festival YouTube channel. And if you are an educator joining us, our school visit fund is back. You can enter to win a free visit from a Latinx author or illustrator for your classroom or library. You can find the link to enter at latinxkidlitbookfestival.org. And I'm Paloma Lopez.
And I'm Jackie Morera.
And thank you for joining us for our story time. We're going to share our stories with you today, starting with Popo the Xolo. So in Popo the Xolo, we have Nana, our main character, who is surrounded by family and takes joy in her many grandchildren. But she also feels tired and can feel some pain from doing all of that hard work taking care of the family she loves so much. And soon she begins her transition from life into death, accompanied by her beloved Xolo, Popo. Together they go on her journey, and by the end of it, she's reflected on all the special moments in her life, the struggles, and her family knows that Nana can live on in their memories, and they now take on the responsibility of caring for each other and caring for Popo. Popo the Xolo helps kids understand how loved ones live on in our memories, and it's also grounded in the importance of the 9 levels of Mictlan and the role the Xolo dogs play in indigenous cultural understandings of present-day Mexico, specifically the Mexica. So this is Nana's beloved Xoloitzcuintle Popo, or Popo. He has no hair and pointy ears. He is the best apapachador, always looking for cuddles. He also loves to sneak carne asada from the table. Ven a mi, Popo, Nana's saying. They are together. Popo sits with Nana in the evenings. They rest in her chair and watch novelas on the TV. Popo keeps Nana warm and helps heal her aches. And this is actually a little piece of history. Xolo dogs were actually used for this very purpose. They would help people heal their arthritis and other ailments. And I have my own Xolo, actually, who helps me do the same thing. Nana works hard stirring the frijoles, sweeping with her escoba, and caring for her familia. So we see her doing all of the things that she loves to do to care for the people she loves. But it is hard work. Here they are all together, sharing this beautiful moment of love and togetherness with some delicious food on the table, and their Popo is stealing carne asada from the table as usual. But one night, Nana sits down after a long day with her nietos. Popo curls up in her lap as usual. Soon Nana is snoring. Her heartbeat slows. Her breathing slows. Nana suddenly hears Popo bark. Her pantuflas feel damp. She and Popo are walking across a rio. Nana feels tired. She doesn't pay close attention. Soon, the two are lost. Popo barks at Nana to follow him into the bosque. Keep going. Vámonos. And here they are beginning the journey through the 9 levels of Mictlan. One of them is a path of obsidian, but there's different descriptions of various different places where people who are going through this journey are meant to remember different parts of their life, different people, the good and the bad. And Nana is going through this journey, of course, guided by Popo. And here we see Nana going across the path of obsidian. And as she goes through these, again, she's remembering different parts of her life. And here at the end, this is one of the last pages of the book, and actually my favorite spread. Abe Matias did a beautiful job. She's remembering all the precious moments, all of her favorite things, her family, sitting with Popo with her cafecito, the work that she did to show her family that she cared so much about them. And here it says, Nana remembers so much. Her favorite novelas, the smell of her pan dulce and cafecito in the morning, and her nietos. So many grandchildren who she loves. You can see just that love on her face. I think he just did a beautiful job in the illustrations communicating that. And they're back. Finally, Popo and Nana make it back to her casita, but it's different somehow. Nana's family's all around talking, and a fresh pot of frijoles bubbles on the stove. And you can see her grandchildren are sad. They miss Nana, but you can see they've already started to do the things that she used to do, like they have this big pot of frijoles on the stove. And they're all together, finding solace in each other and her memory. And they know they can always remember her. She no longer needs Popo to heal her aches. And Popo knows, you could see here in he's got this happy face. He knows that he's done his job and he's helped her in her journey. And everyone knows that they will take care of Popo and Nana's memory will live on. So that is Popo the Xolo for you guys, or little bits of it.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing this touching story. I love it so much. I can't wait to see the whole thing all together. I was curious. I love that it has a Xolo guide, that the Xolo is Popo is guiding Nana through this journey. Why are they so important culturally?
Well, it's actually one of the only indigenous dogs to Mexico, and they're woven in a lot of the spiritual beliefs in the mythology as these sort of powerful and incredibly spiritual beings. Of course, they serve kind of a practical use too. They help heal you. They help you feel warm. I can testify to that. My Xolo is like a little space heater in my bed with me. And I think because of that, we've, as Mexican people, or even as like Mexica people, we have this really close bond with them. And so they come up again and again. And that's why it was so important for me to include one in this story.
Oh, that's so interesting. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your story.
Thank
Uh,
you.
yeah, now I would like to share a little bit of mine. So, my story is Together We Remember, written by me and illustrated by the wonderful Violeta Encarnacion. And it's a story about memories and the why behind daydreaming. It follows a girl, this is Giselle, and her papi as they embark on an imagination adventure that includes rainforest hikes, intergalactic planet hopping, and most of all, remembering mommy through their favorite activity, which is creating stories and memories together. And you can see here there's papi and there's Giselle, and behind them is mommy in that forest. You can kind of see her face behind them next to the toucan, and he is holding the very special book of memories that they're going through in the story. So I'm very excited to share a couple of spreads with you all today. So it's Father's Day. Giselle is giving Papi this card, and she says, "I know it isn't much," Giselle tells Papi. "It's more than enough," Papi replies. But both of their smiles stop at their cheeks, and Giselle wishes there was more she could do to chase the blues away, just for today. They're also a little bit sad on this day. She spends all morning remembering the many adventures they dreamt of having, the ones from before when mommy was here. And Violeta did this beautiful job with this moment of remembering mommy. And I want you to look at the colors. It's very purple and blue and a little darker, and see if that changes as we move into the next spreads. One day we'll fly on a plane. One day we'll swim under a waterfall. One day we'll. These are all things mommy used to say, and Giselle is remembering them today. And then it's very bright here. You can see they're in this moment together. She's moving forward into channeling that memory to use her imagination. But then Giselle remembers something else, also from before, when they weren't two, but three, when mommy was there. "Why can't one day be today?" mommy would ask. And that memory gives Giselle an idea. And I love this spread because there's all of these beautiful moments with her and Papi, but you can see the touches of their culture as well. They're Cuban, and so there's the bread, and they're making one of a very popular sandwich in Miami called Elena Ruth, which we see in the story, and it's cream cheese and jelly and turkey or ham, and they're working on that together. And so they go on this journey of imagination. And so there's many places that they go on this journey, but one of my favorite is they land on the moon in time for a live concert. You can kind of see in the background they're bouncing on the sofa, but in this moment they're using their imagination to travel and dance and sing on the moon. And mommy would tell Giselle, "You get your dance skills from me and your singing ones too." And so she's remembering all these things mommy would tell them, and she's channeling that in this journey. And then finally, Giselle and Bobby remember the many adventures they had, the ones from before. They're looking in that book again. They've gone through all of this imagination. And they dream up new ones together. They look forward. They take their memories and they start to create new ones like mommy would have. They still have that book there behind them, but they're moving forward into making and creating new happy moments together.
Beautiful.
Thank
I love
you.
that so much. I mean, I'm just taken to so many new places by the beautiful spreads and the story along with it. I see a lot of examples of creativity. Um, does do you use creativity in any way to help you remember or deal with bigger feelings and something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I love to tell stories, obviously. Here we are. And so that's one way, whether it's sitting down and writing something, even if it's as simple as journaling to write or trying to come up with something brand new. Um, and sometimes I'll tap into that when I'm feeling kind of sad or when I'm feeling frustrated or I have some other big feeling. And I'll use that moment to of creativity to create something new and to help myself through those big feelings. So definitely.
Oh.
Yeah. Going back to Popo and Nana's journey, I love that Nana holds on to her memories as she's traveling. Is there a memory you would hold on to if you were in that same position that she's in?
Oh, there's so many, you know. I think with my own Nana, who actually passed while I was writing this book, I remember I loved to color when I was a kid, and I would draw just random stuff. And I remember I would take them to her, and she'd give me a penny or a dime or a nickel, whatever she had. I would try to get as many pennies or as many coins as I could from her, and she probably had an empty coin purse by the end of the day. But I remember that pretty fondly. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. Is there anyone that you remember, or is that this is inspired by anyone that you are very close to that maybe you don't get to see as much anymore?
Yeah, I am always remembering my abuelos, my grandparents. I have lost all four grandparents at this point, and so I'm always channeling happy memories and photos and sometimes videos to remember them and to bring myself joy and to kind of dream up as if they were still here with me. This story is inspired a lot by my dad, who is still a very important person in my life, and that imagination side of it I brought in because my dad is a huge imagination, pretend play, silly story maker. And so it was kind of bringing those two things together to remember in the story.
I love that. I'm excited to do that with my own boys.
Right.
I wear the chef hat or tell the story or whatever, do whatever I have to do to just bring them joy, and hopefully that they'll remember that too in the
It's
future.
the best way to play.
Yes.
So in your story, there's so many beautiful touches in the art. That one spread that you were talking about with the memory, and we see how happy Nana is in those moments. Do you have a favorite spread or a favorite part of your story?
Well, it was definitely the spread with her hair, the memories living in her hair, and I'm a sucker for glitter and anything sparkly, so the fact that it's glittering with these memories is so beautiful to me, and you can see it on her face too. You could
There it
see
is.
she's remembering, and just such a warm, inviting, and really joyful page. Even though obviously she's going through a sad transition, it's just still captures these memories and her experience with them so beautifully. And I think Abraham Matias, he did incredible. I think Nana's actually a puppet. This is a paper puppetry where
Wow.
her hair is, you can kind of see it's like yarn, but this is my favorite spread.
It's beautiful. I love the glitter too. We can't go wrong with glitter
Yeah.
and the colors.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Paloma. And thank you to our viewers for supporting the Latinx Kidlit Book Festival and for joining this story time. We hope you enjoyed it. Bye, everyone.
Bye.